Malak News TV. So today, family, very interesting topic we're about to go into, right? So just a few days after this school shooting, there just happened to be an NRA meeting in Houston. Very interesting, family. Let's get right into it.
Giving you a live look inside George R. Brown Convention Center right now, where the National Rifle Association Convention is underway, and you can see former President Donald Trump is speaking right now. Texas Senator Ted Cruz was on that stage right before that. Cruz went on to talk part about his speech about the tragedy in Uvalde.
It is incumbent on us to understand what is behind these evil tactics.
Family. So he's asking, we need to find out what is behind these evil tactics. Well, let me tell you something. Remember how earlier we was talking about that it could possibly be gun control? Well, let's see, family. Let's see.
And hundreds of protesters, city leaders, and politicians gathered in downtown today calling for gun control.
Interesting, family. Very, very interesting. How all of a sudden you have this school shooting with this story that the media can't even keep in order right before an NRA meeting to push gun control in the state of Texas. Because if they could push gun control in the state of Texas, guess what? That's going nationwide. So what y'all have to understand is, most likely the situation that happened at the elementary school, right, was a real situation, meaning children really did die. However, because of what the police, how they handled it, how the stories kept switching, and how none of the stories ever stayed the same, you have to understand that somebody was set up to be in there. Like if you watched one of my other videos, I pointed out how the picture of the guy that they're showing, they said that guy had no criminal record. However, they keep showing you a mugshot picture. So family, where in the world did they get that mugshot picture from? You got to understand something. That's not the person that did the shootings. That whole state, they basically sacrificed those children inside that school for this right here, for this gun control. Let's go.
The demonstrations happened right across from the George R. Brown Convention Center, and that's where we find Fox 26's Gabby Hart live from downtown. I understand, Gabby, you've been out there all day, and these protesters have been fired up.
They are still out here. I can tell you they have been fired up and very upset. You can.
Oh, and mind you something too, family, before I let this go ahead and play, because I'm going to really just let them talk, right? So anytime there's a protest, somebody has orchestrated that protest. Somebody orchestrated it. So more likely than not, this was planned before the NRA meeting was even done. And so was the protest. They already had it in mind that they was going to do this. They just needed, of course, more heads and more normal people to show up to it. Let's go. They can't fool me. Let's go.
See them here to the right of me. They're holding signs and they're facing off with the NRA convention, the people leaving this convention. If you take a look here across the street, as these people walk across the street and go into and come out of the convention, they've been facing off and yelling things at them. Now today during a rally where hundreds of people gathered, you can hear them behind me booing some of the people coming over. But candidate for governor Beto O'Rourke took the stage and addressed this crowd. Here's what he had to say.
Those who will be the victims of the next mass shooting, unless we act, are counting on us at this moment. So please join us now or be left behind.
On Friday afternoon, Beto O'Rourke addressed a crowd of more than 500 protesters. They gathered right across the street from the NRA convention in downtown Houston, all of them in an uproar and demanding change after a gunman killed 19 children and 2 teachers in Uvalde, Texas.
The time for us to have stopped Uvalde was right after Parkland. The time for us to have stopped Uvalde was right after Santa Fe High School. The time for us to stop the next mass shooting in this country is right now, right here, today, with every single one of us.
Several other local politicians, including Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, showed up. and called out the NRA as well as the people attending that convention.
So what I'm asking for the NRA to do is to cancel itself. Cancel yourself right now. Walk out of the building that is paid for by taxpayer dollars. I asked Donald Trump not to come, to cancel himself.
Local organizations, including Black Lives Matter and Moms Demand Action, helped to organize the protest. Protesters holding signs, displaying graphic and bold messages regarding gun violence in our nation.
It's horrifying.
Kids in elementary school.
Hold on, she's saying all this, family, while she has on a hat that says fund abortion, not police. So now I'm supposed to think she cares so much about children, and she's sitting there with these crocodile tears with a hat on that says, it clearly says fund abortion, not police. Man, if y'all don't see these messages in these newscasts, man, I don't know what to tell y'all. Let's go.
And I can tell you there's been a very high police presence out here all throughout the day. These officers working diligently to make sure that they keep people attending the NRA convention separate from these protesters who are still out here chanting and standing their ground. Of course, we'll be out here throughout the evening, and you can stay with us for all of the updates and coverage that you need. For now, I'm reporting live in downtown Houston, Gabby.
Now, let's get into this. So first of all, do I support the NRA? Nope, sure don't. Never have, never will, right? I don't support the NRA because the NRA don't support me, point blank, period. However, I am against in any kind of way that them trying to take away guns. Because for one, police have guns. For two, that does not take away from the people who is willing to use them that already have them. So I'm all up for quote unquote gun control, but it depends on how they're going to do it, right? Because they can get very biased with it. They can try to get rid of them, period. And that's the things that, family, you don't really want to tap into, because you don't want to be in a situation where certain people have guns, but you can't protect yourself. They automatically have an advantage over you. That's one of the great things about being able to purchase one, is because for one, you can protect your family if an intruder comes in. And for two, even if other agencies come against you, you still have a chance to protect yourself. So, family, to me, just looking at all the information and all the news reports that I've gathered from the elementary school shooting, all the way up to even now to the NRA having a convention, just a few days after that happens, and then this big protest going on, and the protest is about gun control, it just makes me, once again, question everything that's going on. Everything that's going on. Like I said before, the guy that they claim did the shooting has a freaking mugshot, but yet he doesn't have a criminal record. How in the world do you have a mugshot without having a criminal record? Nobody's going to ask that question. Nobody's asking that question. Hey, over at Malak TV, though, we asking that question because something don't seem right. Something seems like there was an agenda behind these children and these two teachers being murdered. So if anybody needs to stand up, y'all over there really need to stand up big time, because guess why? They murdered your children. Your children been murdered by an unknown person that they claim now is deceased. Y'all should ask to see the body. At least so y'all know for a fact the person's been deceased or not. That's a good closure. Can we see the body? I don't want to see it, but the family should see it, of the victims. But nonetheless, I'm not going to all that, family, man. It's basically the end of the video. I'm signing off. Hey, like always, family, peace and blessings, one love, shalom, and I'm gone.